Happy Sunday, everybody. I am Alex Glazed, joined by my guy, Jim Monis. This is Let's Bet It. We have a wonderful slate of NFL games to get into today. Jim, a lot of short lines today, a lot of great games, a lot of tight games. Should be a good Sunday.
Is it a good Sunday because we're going to make some money today? Is that how we're feeling?
Hopefully, we make some money here. I mean, that's always the goal, right?
It is. I love
Uh,
I love Sundays. I'm sitting here in Buffalo right now, looking outside. We got snow coming down, so I'm really glad I can sit inside and watch the red zone, take it all in, see how
yeah,
these games. And then we know we like I always talk about on this show. I wish I could just wake up at 3 o'clock and then start watching the games, so I don't have to go through the pain of seeing the games just fall apart and how it's amazing,
watching
isn't
your
it?
bets just slip out of watching those winning tickets just slip out of your hands.
It just, but isn't it true though? Every week, it's like unbelievable. There's some really good games today. I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking about the warmth. I'm going to be out in the cold. I'm going to be in the elements at the Ravens game later tonight. We'll get into that one
We'll
later.
get
I'm
in.
not touching that game because I'm not going to be made sad twice.
You can't. You can't.
I
You
can't do
invested
that
it.
because
Your heart. Your heart's in there.
I need to. Yeah, I need to be there and be able to enjoy the game and not be sweating out a bet. But before we get into today's picks and the show, make sure that if you are watching, you subscribe to the Pickswise YouTube channel and let us know in the comments what you're thinking about our picks. If you have any questions or picks you want us to talk about, props, whatever, Jim and I, we're here for you. So just throw it in the chat. We'll get to it, and we're gonna have a day. This is about us. We're just here try to navigate this field together. So make sure you're in those comments and you let us know what you guys are thinking. And make sure you download the Pickswise app that's available on the Apple Store and in Google Play. So without further ado, let's get to the show, Jim. And obviously, we're gonna just let's run through the slate.
Let's
Let's run through
go.
the slate. Let's just do that. And let's start with Titans Patriots. Let's start there with that game. Mike Vrabel going back to Gillette to face Bill Belichick. Line opened at New England favored by 2.5 and is now moved to New England 6.5, 6. And I think injuries had a lot to do with that. The Titans are going to be without AJ Brown. He's on IR. They were already missing Derrick Henry and Julio Jones. There's a lot of firepower on that Titans offense that, going into the season, we were expecting a lot of things from. A lot of firepower missing. So just to start things off, naturally, if you know me, I love a good under. This just seems like the perfect under spot for me because the Titans are missing a lot of that firepower on offense. And I mean, Mike Vrabel and Bill Belichick, like this matchup just screams
Mhm.
under to me. I mean, aside from those injuries, these are just two coaches that know each other very well, two defensive minded coaches, and these are two good defenses with the Titans and the Patriots. So the under seems like the play for me in this game, and I'm actually going to play that.
No, I like that because I don't feel like either team, especially with the Titans having those skill guys out, the explosive plays is what you would worry about in an over. And I don't. The Patriots don't have that necessarily those big time plays. I mean, they manufacture some with some trick plays sometimes, having the receivers throw down the field a little bit, but they're gonna find a way to just grind it out. They possess the ball. They don't turn the ball over, which is good for unders. The Titans do turn the ball over, which is a scary thing when they're missing these players. They're 21st in turnover margin, where the Patriots are 6th. That's a big difference. The Patriots also, this defense has just been incredible. They're number one in points per play, which I always like to look at.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing for the Titans not having their weapons. So I could see this being I would think the Titans would struggle to score. And I'm tired. The one thing we learned, especially when you watch the Saints the other day, it's like betting on these teams that aren't healthy.
Yeah.
That's a hard swallow.
I mean, the Saints. I mean, they were missing what 14. I mean,
That
it was
was
that was
that was
that was
that
brutal.
was
That was
over
brutal.
the top. That was over the top.
Yeah, we got a question in the chat or more comment. I really like Mac Jones over 1.5 touchdowns today. What do you think about that? Mac's been playing well. He's been balling.
No doubt, and I could get with that. I really can. The way they scheme the red zone, they're not afraid to do. They use everything to score a touchdown. So it's not like they're going to get in the red zone and just run the ball, especially even inside the 10. They'll throw the ball. So I like that. I see that today.
Yeah, this is just one of those games. Titans 1-2 against the spread and straight up in their last 3 games since losing Derrick Henry. And as 5.5 point favorite or greater, the Patriots 3-1 against the spread. So do you have a lean one way or the other, as obviously the numbers gotten bigger due to injuries, or do you think that that's kind of a stay away for you?
I'm probably not going to play the game, but if I did play it, I've been trying to quit teasers and all that good stuff, but
It's a good
um,
spot.
it's a good spot to take the Patriots. I do think the Patriots win this game, and the old saying, "Hey, if you think they're going to win, go ahead and just take them." So I would have a tough time taking the Titans today. That'd be a hard one.
I like that. Patriots or pass or tease it. I mean, I think that's a great teaser option because you're not going through zero and you get just
They
maybe
always those teasers always seem good right at this time of
they
day.
always look good. Yeah,
I know.
they look good on paper, and then when
And
when kickoff happens, you're like, what was I thinking? It always works out that way. All right, let's move on to the second game. We got Panthers at Dolphins. Uh, Carolina opened 1 point favorite. That has moved now to 2.5. The Dolphins 3-1 against the spread as underdogs this season. Cam Newton taking the show on the road. Jim, what do you like in this game?
well, this may be a game we talk about a little bit later as well. But I do think this is a very interesting game. The Miami Dolphins have actually played pretty well recently. Now they haven't necessarily played the best teams these last three games, but they have played well. And if you go back four games, they really played well against Buffalo, especially in the first half up here in Buffalo, which is showing signs that hey, they're fighting right now. They're playing hard for Flores, and that's always a good sign. When they started out so poorly this year, is Tua the answer there? I think we can debate that all day long, but they are much better with Tua. They're actually a pretty good third down offense. This Carolina defense is so good. They really are a playoff legit defense. Carolina's passing game is a huge question mark. And I just don't know, especially with Cam only being there a week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever, with the offense. You saw last week against Washington, they had that first drive that was beautiful, right?
Yep.
They played for that they practiced that all week. They schemed up their first 10, 15 plays. Then they had to open the playbook after that drive and it was ugly. So I feel like thinking that, man, is this offense really sophisticated enough with Cam to go down in Miami, who's playing well on defense recently, especially his last three games? I think this is a good, interesting spot for Miami. We'll talk about later.
Okay, I'm looking in the chat. My guy Todd, he says 2 games, 2 unders, and I could not agree more. I think that I don't know if I'm going to play it, but I'm definitely leaning toward the under when I look at this game. I mean, Cam's had a great comeback, right? But at the end of the day, Brian Flores is going to figure out a way to scheme something up against Cam, and like you mentioned, that Carolina defense is legit as
So
well.
good.
So this just seems like 41 points is a lot to ask in this game. So I'm not sure if I have a side that I'm leaning, but the under seems like a good play to me. I'm not going to play it, but I would lean in that way.
And just if you just look at the last three games, the last 3 weeks, Miami's ranked fourth right now in yards per attempt on defense. Carolina 29th on offense, yards per attempt. They don't throw the ball down the field. So to the under point, you may not get those big plays.
Yeah. Okay. We got a question in here from Michael Wilkins. Cam over 214 passing. What do you think about that, Jim? 214. That's not a big number, but I see this. This kind of seems like a game that's going to be won between the trenches on the ground. I see a lot of running happening in this game.
That's too hard. I couldn't go over with Cam right now passing the ball. I mean, their offense isn't showing that. I mean, they like to run. It's McCaffrey, get rid of the ball quick, especially if Miami's putting pressure on him. Cam will get rid of it quick. They don't hold the ball too long. So that's a hard. I would have to go under on that.
Can you see that Miami defense kind of playing the way they did against the Ravens a couple weeks ago? And you get it out quick, but they're going to put the pressure on you. They're going to man up and make you beat them one on one.
Their run defense has played well, and
Yeah.
then that's Carolina with especially with McCaffrey. I mean that they're going to be leaning on those two running backs and Hubbard. So if Miami can stop the run, which they've proven they can recently. I just don't see Cam having that ability to go down the field like that and go over.
Okay. Let's move on to the third game. This is a game that I like a lot. Bucks at Colts. The Colts getting 3.5 points. The line's been floating between 2.5 and 3. Fun fact here: the Colts have the third most yards per game since Week 8 after the Chargers and Jets. Colts 7-4 against the spread this year. Tampa 0-5 against the spread as the road team. What are you thinking about this game, Jim? You gonna fade Brady in this spot, or are you buying the Bucks?
Straight stay away from me because
Okay.
this is a hard one for me because we talked about, and I know you're going to get into this too, but Tampa's run defense ranked first. Obviously, we know about the Colts and what they've done running the football. They didn't even have to throw the ball against Buffalo and won. That's hard to do in the NFL. So if Tampa's run defense is legit, this game comes down to Carson Wentz, who I'm very lukewarm on Carson Wentz. I do like the fact that he's not turning the ball over as much, and that scheme that they have running the ball is outstanding. But can he put the team on his back if Tampa stops that run?
Yeah, I don't think the Bucks have faced a team that
Right.
wants to come out and just establish the run and punch you in the mouth the way the Colts do. That's how they play, and there aren't many teams in the league like the Titans when they had Derrick Henry. That's the only other team that I can think of that wants to really come out and establish the run that way.
It's what the Colts do offensively in their run game. Nobody else is really doing. Frank Reich, this goes, I could take you far back right here. His father, who's passed away, but his father was an offensive line coach for my father, who was a head coach in Division III football.
Wow.
So we go way back with the Reichs. And Frank Reich, he believes in the run game. And I love it. And I love what they're doing. They just look different than every other team, the way they use all their tight ends and formations. Jonathan Taylor, we know what he's doing. And then you mix in, I mean, their combo's nice. The pass game complements the run game. They have everything set up based on being able to run the football. So I think to me, that would be where the concern is. And can you put pressure on Brady? The Colts have not been great putting pressure on teams this year. Tampa protects him very well. And like we talked about a little bit, he gets rid of the ball quick. So
Yeah.
can they put some pressure on Brady? That's always a big thing.
The couple of Colts games I've seen this year, the pressure's definitely been an issue. I mean, the Jets were shredding them
Right.
in that Thursday night game just because they just couldn't get to Mike White, couldn't get to any of the other quarterbacks that they had to play that game.
They're
But
currently ranked 21st in the NFL in sack percentage on defense.
not good.
Tampa's sack percentage on offense, number one.
But
So
the thing for me that I think is going to be the difference in this one, yeah, I think Jonathan Taylor is going to have a big game, and we know that the Bucks secondary is not great; they're banged up.
skeptical.
This could be a spot where also Carson Wentz, has a big game. I think there's a lot of potential there because if they sell out to try to stop Jonathan Taylor, I think Carson Wentz has the ability
Does.
to take advantage of that secondary.
That's kind of where I'm interested. That's why I'm not playing the game. This is one of those games I'm really interested to really watch to see if is Wentz good enough to do that. Can he take the team to the win if they stop the run?
And I'm going to give some free game to everybody before we move on to our next game. Don't buy into the Brady MVP. Don't buy into the Brady hype. We watch this offense. The numbers look great. But when you watch the game, it's a lot of screens, a lot of swing passes, it's just a lot of short dink and dunks. And
No
it's a
doubt.
lot of his receivers doing great work. So the Colts secondary isn't that great. I'm gonna give my pick later on in the show for this game, but I think you can tell which way I'm leaning. But I'm not buying on Brady right now. I mean, listen, he's getting it done, and the offensive scheme is great, but he's not doing anything that's super special to me. Aside from
No,
that run that he had on third down was pretty great.
hey,
That 10-yard run. It was 10 yards, not 11, but that 10-yard run
I'm gonna
was
tell you. Look, for all of us I took the Giants that game, and as soon as he did that,
done.
done.
Because then he gets up and you can just tell like blacked out. Like
There's always those plays. There's always like if there's a kickoff return for a touchdown or something, you can always tell. And all right, this isn't going the way we saw this.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get back to that game a little later in the show. This is a good one for me in the AFC North. We're moving on to Steelers at Bengals. The line has stayed around 4.5. I think the last I saw was Steelers getting 3.5 points here. Um, for me, this is just the Mike Tomlin special. I feel like I say that a lot. I said that when we were talking about the Chargers game last week. I was on the Steelers. Full disclosure, I got out of there and ducked off at halftime because I was upset and I woke up to a winning ticket. But Mike Tomlin just wins ugly games. This is just what he does. You got Minka Fitzpatrick back. You got T.J. Watt back now. I would really love the Steelers in this spot if Joe Hayden was able to play. I mean, it's also incredible that Joe Hayden's still doing it at his age and running step for step
Amazing.
with the young receivers. I mean, he's great. But I like the Steelers to cover in this game. I really do because I don't see the Bengals sweeping the Steelers. One, I can't live in that world where we're talking about the Bengals sweeping the Steelers in
No.
division games. That's not happening. I'm not at a point where I'm ready to lay points with the Bengals just yet.
Right.
In a division game or in any game, really. I mean, the Bengals have been great on offense, but that defense is necessarily great. I think that Big Ben has the potential to make some plays there. I mean, we saw what he was doing against the Chargers. He was dropping some balls in there. Um, and the Steelers are going to come out and they're going to run the ball and they're going to play defense. Like I said, getting Fitzpatrick back, getting TJ Watt back, putting pressure on Joe Burrow is going to be huge in this game. And we're going to see, but I'll take the 3.5 points with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, so I have a thing with myself. I have to talk myself to never bet on or against the Steelers right now because I had the Chargers last week. That was a little bit of a gut punch. I mean, I thought everything was fine, everything looked good. Then the game got crazy, like you said. The Steelers are, for some reason, they just find ways, and they don't throw the ball down the field, but it doesn't matter. They still find ways. I 100% love the fact that TJ Watt is coming back and Fitzpatrick. You can't put enough value on those two guys for that defense. Bengals 28th in sack percentage on offense, protecting Burrow. Not good. Steelers fourth defense. To your point, you brought that up. If they can put pressure on Burrow, the Steelers can win this game.
The games where the Steelers haven't been great defensively has been the games when TJ Watt is out or if it's
He's
like they've been missing big pieces in those games. You know what I mean? So I think that as they get healthier, like I said, I would love this if Hayden was able to play. I like it with him now. Let me see if we got. All right, we got some. Hold on. Let me circle back here because we got some picks in the chat that are misrepresenting my words here. Brady isn't doing anything special. Dude's 44. How many other people could do? Listen, I'm not taking shots at Tom Brady. I like Tom Brady. As a Ravens fan, this should tell you everything you need to know about me. I went from hating Brady. I don't even hate the Steelers necessarily. For me, the Ravens rival is the Patriots. That's me. Like Steelers, that's
fair.
whatever. The Patriots are the team that I hate, right? So I've grown. It's evolved from a respect for Tom Brady to then, when he's going on he's putting up the Instagram videos. Just fun. He's such a likable guy. I like Tom Brady. He's doing great things. He's 44. Obviously, he's having an incredible year. But MVP caliber, no. I don't think he's an MVP right now. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I think
Alex, what you just did is something we learned as young scouts in football in the NFL. No matter when, like, so if we scouted a player and we compared him to a great player in the NFL coming out of college, like, hey, he's a poor man's Larry Fitzgerald, or he's a poor man's whoever, you somehow get linked to that statement unfairly that, oh, you said
yeah.
he was going to be Larry Fitzgerald. No, I
No, no,
said
no.
he does. Yeah, poor man's Larry Fitzgerald. So to your point, I kind of agree with what you're saying. He's not asked to do what Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers are asked to do for their offenses. When you talk about like they couldn't survive without them, the Bucks, Brady is so incredible for what they're asking him to do. Getting rid of the ball quick, hitting those guys, those screens that they run. He is so accurate and hits them right in stride, so they can make yards after the catch. And it is a credit to Brady's accuracy. Obviously, is outstanding. But for MVP, I'm with you on that, Alex. I got you.
I mean, the thing is also we're talking about Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the Packers defense has come a long way, but I mean,
No
the
doubt.
Ravens with all they're dealing with, he has literally carried that team to wins. Brady, I mean, that offense. I mean, he can't play defense, but he's not carrying the Bucks to win. Like they're playing.
Tampa's offensive line is outstanding. I mean, so there's a lot of. I mean, look, they're a well-built team, and Brady runs it. There's no doubt. But I think for MVP, I'm with you.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
worry. Now we're gonna get crushed for that
Yeah,
forever.
we got hashtag Brady hating. Oh, we don't hate. Whatever, whatever,
It's not
whatever.
hate. It's not hate.
Whatever. All right, so I like the Steelers plus 3.5. Did you give a pick for this game, or do you have one?
Yeah, I'm staying away from
Stay away,
that one.
stay away from you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Another division game, another big one here. Eagles at Giants. Curious if you have any thoughts on that one. The last time we saw the Giants didn't look great. They made some changes, obviously, since the last time we saw them. A lot of coaching changes going on there. Line Philly laying 4 points, totals at 45 and a half. When I look at this game, I think the Eagles. I mean, it sounds the Eagles. Are they going to win the division? I mean, are
Oh
they,
yeah,
I
they,
mean, are they the best team in the division? Ever since it seems like they discovered that they can run the ball and they decided to run the ball, it just everything seemed to work out for them.
and
Early on in the
Hurts
season,
obviously is a big part of that
Hurts is
running
playing
play.
well, but I think that the fact that
He's a
they have
part of the
started to
running
run the
game.
ball has helped him. Yeah, has
Exactly.
helped him that they can establish the run, and you have to actually worry about that. And they're not just asking Hurts to drop back 40 times a game. That's not what he does.
It wouldn't work, and you're right. It's a credit.
It wasn't working.
It's what you really respect for any coach is when they find out, okay, this is what he does well. Let's just do it. This game, I almost feel like I have to take the Giants since I had them against Tampa, and that was so ugly. And we know how the NFL works. And now they made the move. They got rid of Garrett. Was there anything more uncomfortable than that Monday night game when on the sidelines they were showing Garrett and Daniel Jones after every play, looking at the iPad, studying and they just were mute. Like they were just staring in space like,
As
wow.
a person holding a Giants plus 10.5 ticket, I
I
got to
was
tell
too.
you, no, I was a little
I was too.
unnerved seeing those cutaways.
But for the Giants, if you are trying to take the Giants today, which is probably the right play on this game, the Eagles are not great on third down defense. They're 21st in the NFL on third down defense, and they're actually 29th in sack percentage. So it's not like they're really getting constant pressure on the quarterback, which could help Daniel Jones because they do have weapons. The Giants have a skill set. Maybe Freddie Kitchens. Maybe this change
No, no,
up.
no. Hold on. I'm going to stop you right there because I'm going to take a shot. Look, you want to talk about Brady hate? This is actual hate. Is Freddie Kitchens an upgrade from Jason Garrett? Let's be honest here. Like, are you expecting this Giants offense to look any better under Freddie Kitchens?
I'm only expecting it can't. I don't know how much worse it can be than what we just took on Monday night. And I'm with you. I'm not saying he's the answer either. I don't even believe in Daniel Jones that much. I'm more talking about the way the NFL works. That line has not budged, and that tells me for something that there's something up with this game in New York. I think it. I would. I'm not going to play it, but if I did, I think I would take the Giants.
We got someone in the chat saying over, but I've taken two unders. And I think that as I'm looking at this one, I'm looking at 45.5. I think that my play, right now I'm leaning under, but as I look at this, Eagles 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games, 2-1 as road favorites this season.
And the Giants' defense does not stop the run. So
That
this could
Giants
be a
defense
game.
does not stop the run, and I think
Yes.
that Nick Sirianni they're going to come out and run the football. Miles Sanders is back. They're
Yep.
going to
I
run the
like
football.
Miles Sanders a lot. I keep saying I actually think you want to talk about something crazy? I think
We
he's
got
better
a
than.
Strahan jersey retirement. I forgot about that. Hold on, I
Yeah, I told
they're
if
not
you're
going to
going
get
to play
embarrassed
it,
in front of Strahan, right? Like they
you're
can't
going
do
to play the
that.
game. I think the Giants is the play on this game.
Okay. I'm
Can
gonna
you
stay
do
away
it?
then. I'm gonna stay away because
Let's stay
I was
away.
all in Eagles until I saw this was a jersey retirement game. That makes no sense, but for whatever reason, it's making sense in my brain.
Do you
I'm
want me to
staying
take
away.
some heat off your Brady shouldn't be
Please,
MVP?
please, please.
I'll put the heat on me. I think Miles Sanders is the best running back from Penn State in the NFL.
I mean, but do we have enough? Do we have enough of a sample size from
So
Saquon?
I
That's
think
the only question I
Saquon.
have. Like
I think
Saquon,
Saquon. I've said this before. I think he's a home run hitter. Whether it's the screen game or the run game. But as far as down in and down out, I like Sanders as a better running back. So there you go. Now I can
there
take
we
the
go.
heat
Yeah,
off
yeah.
you.
Take some heat off me. I appreciate. I appreciate that. Let's move on to the next game here. This is a good one. This is a tough one for me, so I'm going to get your thoughts first. Rams at Packers.
Yeah.
Game basically a pick 'em. Who do you like in this one? This is an interesting game here. A lot of injuries on the Packers side. The Rams dealing with not injuries, but they have a lot of new pieces that they're trying to figure out how they fit. Right now, the Rams favored by 2 points. Total
Yeah.
set at 46.5. So where are you siding on this game?
So this is one of the games I am playing today. I
Okay.
am taking the Rams. Now I took this early in the week. The Green Bay injuries on that offensive line are real. They're talking about two almost borderline like Pro Bowl players. Jenkins, the guard, who would be blocking Donald a lot, and then the left tackle, Bakhtiari. I hope I said
That's a
that
big
right.
one. That's a big one. David
Those are
Bakhtiari.
two major losses dealing with Aaron Rodgers' foot injury or toe injury, whatever it is. And for Green Bay to not be favored at home is a clear indication that there's a lot of people questioning, is this Packer team healthy now? Are the Rams ready to get back on track a little bit? Stafford's played in this, he's not, it's not like he's never played in Green Bay before. He's played there every year, right? So I like this spot for the Rams. I am going to play this game for those reasons. I think they get after the quarterback pretty well today, get the offense back on track a little bit. Even though Green Bay's defense has played really well this year, I'm going with the Rams today.
Rams 4-6 against the spread this year, 2-3 against the spread in away games. You mentioned those injuries on the offensive line, and the David Bakhtiari one is the one that stands out to me because not only do you have to deal with Aaron Donald, you got to deal with Von Miller now, and then we got Jalen Ramsey. We're gonna have a great matchup with Ramsey and Devontae Adams. I mean, that's gonna be awesome. Something to watch for sure. I mean,
awesome.
I love those kind of matchups.
Right.
But I think that. I mean, when you think that, and then Aaron, he makes things happen, but he's not going to be as mobile with that toe. I mean,
exactly.
Big toe injury is a big deal. People, you don't know how important your big toe is until you hurt your big toe. Trust me, been there.
And even Jones, the running back, is banged up too. So I mean,
so now you got AJ Dillon, fantasy owner of AJ Dillon. So I'm hoping for a big game from him.
I was just gonna say,
hold on to the football, please. Just don't fumble. Just hold on.
If you want to do an anytime touchdown, I think Dillon would be a good play.
Yeah, for sure. But I would probably lean Rams as well. I don't know if that's going to make it to my card, but everything that we just talked about with the injuries on that Packers offensive line, and something's funny if you're getting points with the Packers at home, right? Something's up with that one. They're almost like begging you to take that or daring you to take the points.
Daring. I like that. I like the dare.
Yeah. All right, this next game, this one is a definite stay away from me because Kirk Cousins is not going to ruin my Sunday, and neither is Jimmy Garoppolo. I've made that. I looked at that on the rundown, and I just said no. I have no thoughts on this game, no feelings. I just know that neither of them are going to ruin my Sunday. We're talking Vikings at Niners. San Fran laying 3 points, the total at 49.5. What are your thoughts on this one? Because I'm not thinking about it. What do you think?
I've talked a lot on every week on this show. Kirk Cousins and I have a very love-hate relationship. Very, very bad. Also been very good. He broke my heart against Cooper Rush, right? Against Dallas this year.
Yep.
I still don't even know what that was. How do you not win that game? But he's come back. And what he did last week against Green Bay, to go toe for toe like that with Rodgers, that game was incredible. Both quarterbacks played at a high level, receivers making plays. It was awesome. San Fran, this team Garoppolo has actually played pretty well. Now, can he do it if they can stop the running game? Well, guess what? Minnesota's defense is not good against the run.
Yep.
So this is a stay away game for me. I'm with you. I want no part of this game. We could go back and forth on why to take either team. And that's when if I don't get that strong mismatch that I like, I'm staying away from this game.
Well, our guy, Andrew Wilshire, on Pickswise.com actually has the Vikings +3 as a 3-star play on the website. And Andrew says the key to this game, like you just mentioned, is going to be that Vikings defense. Minnesota's defense, not great against the run, allowing opponents to rush for 4.8 yards per carry. That is the most yards per attempt in the league.
28.
So the question is, can they contain that run game? And Andrew thinks that they can.
No, that's good. Hey, I don't mess with Andrew's legit. So, I mean, that's a strong play from him. But I'm with you. I'm staying away.
Yeah, that is definitely a stay away from me. Keep that Kirk Cousins voodoo away from me. Yeah, that's how you have a good Sunday. Just keep all the bad energy away.
I mean, because you like to think that if Andrew must have enough faith in that Viking defense maybe stop. But if you don't stop the run against San Fran, that becomes a nightmare to deal with.
We're talking about that Michigan game earlier, Michigan Ohio State bully ball. That can turn into some bully ball. We saw that's what the Niners did to the Chargers a couple weeks ago. Just
good
bully
call.
ball.
Good call. That's exactly what they did.
All right, this is an interesting game for me. One of my favorite plays, I think, today. Chargers at Broncos. The Broncos getting 2.5 points at home. And I love the Broncos in this one. We were texting, and I was like, do I love the Broncos? I think I love the Broncos. I love the Broncos, and I've convinced myself that this is the right play for this game because of Teddy Bridgewater. I think that Teddy, for all of his flaws, he is serviceable enough to get this done. Because that Charger, he's not going to be asked to do too much in this game. If the Broncos come out and run the football, Chargers are not good against the run. So if Melvin Gordon can come out and just establish that run, I think things for Teddy are going to be a lot easier. And I like that Broncos defense too. Patrick Tan has been great. What's that? What's the safety's name? Safety for
Simmons.
Simmons, yes, being great. So I think that they could cause some problems for Herbert. Their division game, getting points at home.
Mm-hmm.
I'll die on the hill with the Broncos today.
Okay, I'm not going to play it, but I like where you're going with this because you're talking about the Chargers are 32nd, dead last rushing yards per game. That's scary against not just Melvin Gordon. I love the rookie Javonte Williams from North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I love that combo they have. Now, here's another thing to help your Broncos pick. Chargers are 31st in third down defense. Terrible. So if you're running the ball well, you're getting into these third and manageables for Teddy Bridgewater, which he needs. He's not a downfield. You know, you don't want third and longs with Teddy. But if they're running the ball well early, third and shorts, that's a Bronco. It has a recipe for a good Broncos win. So I like that you have some conviction on it. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna play it, but I can see where the Broncos is a good play there.
I'm playing it.
I like it, Alex.
I would have loved it at 3, but it's been
right. That magic number,
2.5.
Magic number. Yep.
Might sprinkle a little money line too because 2.5. I mean,
that's exactly
2.5 in the NFL. I mean, it's in college that's nothing, but in the NFL, those 2 points could be huge.
No, I'm with you on that.
Question here we got now as we look at the West. I mean, that division is nuts. I mean, when you look at the Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, they're all right there to win the division. Are you convinced that the Chiefs are back and this is their division to lose, or do you like somebody else? And I think this is going to come down to that Chiefs-Chargers matchup in the middle of December.
Right. I'm not convinced on the Chiefs. I mean, look what Dallas's defense could not do anything against Vegas the other day on Thanksgiving. And Dallas's defense they held the Chiefs to 19 points.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So is the Chiefs offense just because, I mean, is it really that good right now? And is it what it used to be? I'm not sold, and I'm still not sold on their defense. I didn't think Dak played very well 2 weeks ago against Kansas City, and with the injuries to Cooper, and I'm not sold on the Chiefs. But like you're saying, if I had to pick a team, that Chargers team, if they can somehow find a way to play a little bit more sturdy on defense, because I mean that offense with Herbert right now can be scary good. Scary.
Absolutely. I think I'm buying in on the Chiefs. I mean, it's too late. I mean, if you bought in when they were down, I think that
that was the time a couple weeks ago.
Right? I think that they're back, not even so much because the offensive troubles, those were fluky, weird turnovers. It was like just a weird situation. I think they're back because of their defense. Their defense has been playing great. Just like the Packers were getting a lot of flack for their defense early on in the season, so were the Chiefs. Both of those units, to me, have improved tenfold.
Chiefs are playing much better.
We are. Their defense is playing like lights out, and I think that's the difference. I also just refuse to believe in Derek Carr and the Raiders. So
it's hard. I mean, it's hard to.
Just when you want to buy in on them, they let you down. It's kind of like Kirk Cousins. He's one of those.
Or if Deshaun Jackson just catches that deep ball against the Chiefs and just starts running the other way. I mean,
he's another guy. We're talking about Joe Hayden. Deshaun Jackson's at 34, I think.
It's still doing what he does.
Still just blowing past dudes. It's incredible. It is incredible. All right, let's move on to the last game on the card. You're going to talk about this one. Browns at Ravens. It's the Sunday night game. Baltimore laying 3.5 points at home. They opened as 5-point favorites and it's moved to 3.5. The Browns they got a bye next week, and then they play the Ravens again the week after that. So they got the Ravens twice. Baker, 2-3 against the spread versus Lamar Jackson, all time. Which way are you leaning in this game? I'll give a pick, but which way are you leaning in this game?
So I'm going to play this game. This is going to be one of my 3 plays. I gave out the Rams already, and I will be taking the Ravens tonight, Alex. I hope I don't mush your squad tonight when you're there, but I'm excited to see Lamar Jackson come back. Obviously, let's get him back into the MVP talk. Let's see how he plays tonight. But this Browns team obviously is unbelievable running the football. But the one thing the Ravens can do so far this year is stop the run. So I'm counting on the Ravens defense to come through. Their second entering the game. Their second going against
Wait. What did you just say? You're counting on the Ravens defense. Is that what you
to
just?
stop the run.
Okay. I just want
To stop the run
okay.
because here's the next stat. On the road for the Browns this year, they're 30th in the NFL on away games in points per play. So their offense has not been clicking on the road, but they have to stop the run. If we come out and we see the Browns just running the ball, I'm going to be sweating all game. But I'm
Yeah.
counting on that Ravens run defense. Make Baker beat you tonight, and then Lamar. I love betting on Lamar. I hate betting against him. I can tell you that.
Yeah, tough to bet on them against prime time
Prime
at
time,
home.
coming off a week.
Division game. I'm not going to give a pick for this one. I'm going to enjoy
You enjoy it.
the
Enjoy
game.
it.
I'm not going to give one. But what I will say, you said make Baker beat you. The problem I have with this game, because I agree the Ravens can stop the run, even though Chubb and Kareem Hunt's back.
Hunt's back.
Those are some dudes.
No doubt.
Those
Their running game it's
I
unbelievable.
mean, those are guys
That offensive line is so good.
if they get to that second level, no faith in Patrick Queen to make a play there, but different story. But if we're putting the ball in Baker's hands, the problem I have with the Ravens, they haven't been getting pressure on the quarterback. Aside from Owe, he's been playing great, but
Very well.
Calais Campbell questionable with a concussion. There's some other dudes on that D line that could be out. I don't love that. And then, this is just a defense. This is a team that's just decimated with injuries. Marcus Peters, one of the bigger ones in that secondary, and they're missing Deshaun Elliott. They've got a lot of DBs out.
And they've been out, and it's been a concern. This isn't the Baltimore.
But this is the secondary where if Baker can have a big game, especially as people are chirping him and he's hearing all the noise about how he's not the guy. This is a game in prime time where I could see a big game from Baker, which I hate. I don't want to be sad in the cold, but I could see myself being sad in the cold tonight.
And he's so inconsistent, and especially coming with that injury. I don't know how healthy he is, but we know how tough he is. He's always going to play. But his accuracy has been really off this year. Inconsistent, I should say.
He's hurt. He's not right. I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. So I'm good with it. I'm good with the Baltimore pick tonight. But now you're scaring me a little bit with what you just said.
I'm also. Some people say I'm a pessimist. I'd like to say I'm an objective fan. I'm a realist. I can look at my team and see what the flaws are, and I more so harp on the flaws rather than harp on the good stuff. Which Lamar Jackson's back. That's a good thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Is Hollywood back? Is Hollywood Brown back?
And I don't know about Brown.
Okay, that would be if he can't go.
Well, he's legit. I know they don't have. I do like the rookie.
For sure. Yeah. He's been great. He's been great. But we got some comments in the chat. They're loving your pick. Somebody says Ravens -3.5, the best bet. I don't know. I'm not going to say there.
You just have to enjoy the game. You're going to it. You're going to the game. You got to be a fan tonight. Hey, root for my pick. Root for my pick, Alex.
I'm going to root for your pick. And you know what? I might just hop in, and if I see Hollywood's can go, I'll lay the 3.5. No, you know what? I'm going to lay the 3.5. I just decided. I'm gonna enjoy my night, and I'm going to just be rooting for the Ravens to win by 4 or more. You said it's your best bet. We got people in the chat saying it's their best bet. Rashad Bateman, the guy that you're Bateman. I wanted to say Perriman, but that's because I've been burned. Like Ravens receivers have hurt me in the past, but Bateman is different. Bateman is great. I like Bateman.
Yeah, Perriman can't catch.
Perriman, I was like, no, you can't. I was like,
his hands.
Yeah, no, not great. All right, let's wrap things up with our play of the day. But before we get to our personal plays, want to give out our guy Andrew Ortenberg's 3-star play of the day, which you can find on Pickswise.com. And he loves the Giants, and he is going to take the 3.5 points. We talked about that game earlier. We were kind of, I think we were split on it, but I mean, Andrew O's on your side. I mean, that's not a bad guy to have on your side.
No, I like that he made. You know what? Because he went hard. He was on the show with us. Like he went hard on the Giants on Monday night. So I like that. He's coming back to him. I respect that.
and our producer Justin saying Hollywood is expected to be back.
That's good
So,
news. Yes.
all right, so we're all in on the Ravens tonight. What can possibly go wrong, right?
Oh, it should be. You know what? You don't even have to watch it. It's a great. It's gonna be. I'm sure it'll just go nice and smoothly.
Wait, we got one question before we get to your play, Jim, in the chat. Hunt over rushing and receiving if he plays. What do you like for him? For me personally, I like if Kareem can play. I don't know what those. I don't have the props in front of me right now, but he is not just a guy that's like you. They legitimately split carries,
Oh yeah.
and they can't find odds at the moment, but Chubb and Hunt split carries, and they are a 1-2 punch. And it's not like thunder and lightning; it's like thunder and thunder. Like those are just two
It,
dudes that will run through your face.
no doubt. And they use both of them in the pass game too.
In the past game, they are the same. Like they are both
They
great
are
props. So
offense. Yeah.
when those props are available, I will definitely be check. No, I'm not checking those because I'm on. No, I'm not looking at Kareem Hunt
You
props.
don't need it. You're not doing
No,
that.
you know what? But tonight's gonna be miserable for me because Kareem Hunt's on my fantasy team, and he's I need no, and I need him, and I need him tonight. So we need Ravens to win by 4 or more, and we
Yep.
need Kareem Hunt to have we can have a touchdown,
I like
just a
it.
touchdown, a 1 yard touchdown, just so I
That's
can
it.
be good in my
Anytime. Yeah.
flex, and we can move on from there. All right, Jim, what is your play of the day?
So my play of the day is going to be down in Miami Gardens. I'm going with the
Okay.
Dolphins. I'm going with the Dolphins today. I think this is a good win. I checked this morning at BetMGM, 80% of the public on Carolina, 81% of the handle on Carolina, but BetMGM has that thing at 1.5. So they're not moving that spread too high.
That's good for you.
Yes. So I like where that's trending, but I also like the matchup for Miami. I like the way they've played recently on defense, and I'm not buying into the offense that Carolina. Just don't see the big plays with Cam at quarterback right now. I think it's a good spot, and I think it's a good money line spot for Miami as well. I'm gonna take whatever I can get. I'll take the 1.5, 2, whatever you see it at. But I don't think it's bad. Like we said earlier, those aren't bad money line picks either.
No, absolutely not. My play, going back to that Colts Bucks game, I'm going to take the 3.5 points and roll with the Colts. Big game from Jonathan Taylor. Big game from Carson Wentz. I see a lot of fireworks for that Colts offense today against what I believe is an overrated Bucks run defense. Vita Vea, I think, is going to try to go.
Yeah.
That is going to be interesting. If he can't go, I love this. If he can't go, I like it. I like it. Still might play either way, but I love this play if he can't go tonight. I hope he can because I would love to see that. But if he can't go, I won't be too mad about it.
Hey, this is a big time day to really study. Let's see what teams are going to. There's some great matchups today, getting us into this. The home stretch here for the playoffs. So this is
Final Sunday of November. It's crazy that we're here. College football wrapped up the regular season yesterday, and now we get more NFL action. We got someone in the chat saying Chargers plus 2.5. That's not the line. Minus 2.5 would be the line. So, but anyway, great show, Jim. I like our picks. I love our picks actually.
Hey, we got to do it as a team. Let's hit both of them. Let's get our Pickswise.
Let's hit both of them, and let's get the Ravens to win by 4 more with a Kareem Hunt touchdown. Let's just.
Hopefully at the end things are fine. It can't backdoor it or anything. Just Ravens control nice and easy, which we know never happens.
Yeah, I mean AFC North game. I mean it's always easy in the AFC North, right? Like that's how this works out. All right, well, that will do it for us today. Once again, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Pickswise YouTube channel and download the Pickswise app. You can find it on the Apple App Store, on Google Play. And we do this show every day, 10 a.m. For you guys. We do this so we can win, hopefully, and we want to talk, we want to chat. We want to give out winners, and we want to help you guys as well. And hopefully we did that today. I think we did all right, Jim.
We gave out as much info as we could. I'm looking forward to getting off the show, checking how Drake's doing right now. We got a little college tip-off at 10:30 a.m. So
the little college basketball to start your day.
Yeah, take my mind off the Miami game coming here at 1. So absolutely. I love Sundays. Love Sundays.
All right, well, let's get you out of here. Once again, for Jim, I'm Alex, and we'll be back tomorrow morning.